I'm kind of pissed and kind of excited because there are 3 contracts of United players that have really been confirmed that they're going to be announced very soon. And the one leading is that of Alejandro Garnacho, Diogo Dalot, and obviously David De Gea has come out and really spoken for himself about the deal that United is putting on his table. Welcome to United Matters channel. Rokan David is my name. Welcome to the Man United news show in there for you. That means no transfer news. It's all about news concerning Manchester United. But there is a story that has really shocked me from yesterday, but I'm not getting time to do it and included it into the videos, all stories I was compiling together of the Glazers. The Glazers have come out and said they are willing to sell the club, but they are not willing to pay off the debt. So they are willing to sell the club and not pay the debt of Manchester United. That is really weird. Very, very weird. Very, very weird. But we are going to tackle that later. Let's first talk about the good news. And first on the list is Alejandro Garnacho. Many of you have been asking me about Garnacho's contract in the comment section of very many videos. But here I come to let you know that it's soon coming to an end. The story that first came out, I think like 2 months back, Garnacho declines the contract of United. United were willing to give him £20,000 a week because he was earning £7,000 a week. Now they are proposing a contract of £20,000 a week. Garnacho and his client turned it down, and United made an offer of close to £30,000 a week. He accepted it. But this time around, it's really going to be a long one with Alejandro Garnacho at a club of Manchester United. I think United want to give him this long contract because FIFA and UEFA are soon tightening the number of years you're supposed to sign a player, or you're supposed to contract a player, and they are reducing it to 5 because Chelsea went ahead to bypass the financial fair play rule by giving their new signees contracts of 8 years, 7 years, 6, 7, 8. So that is it, and I think United want to do it before this is really restricted by the UEFA, and FIFA, the football governing body in the world. Now, we've been told by Manu Sainz is telling us that Manchester United will imminently announce Alejandro Garnacho's new contract Manchester United will imminently announce Alejandro Garnacho's new contract that lasts until 2028. When you hear Manu Sainz, he's so much best, I think, in Spain, not so? He's so much best in Spain, and Alejandro Garnacho has lots of connections in Spain. He grew up in Spain, though I think he's born to an Argentine mother, and he chose to play his national football for the country of Argentina. That is Alejandro Garnacho. But this source also was close to Cristiano Ronaldo, and I believe he is really telling us the truth about Garnacho. This contract is really coming in through thick and fast, and I think after the January transfer window, clubs come out and announce contracts next. Look at Arsenal. They've so far announced the contract of Martinelli. Saka is next, Saliba, and Granit Xhaka. Now United has a lot in line to announce. Garnacho, Dalot, Rashford, David De Gea, Luke Shaw, Freddie Rodriguez, because most of those players are left with just 1 year on their contract, and they believe changes have to be announced as soon as possible. So Garnacho is really going to be given a new contract. Maybe he has already even signed it, and very soon it's going to be really announced. Now Fabrizio Romano is also going to hit to confirm Manu Sainz's tweet about Alejandro Garnacho's contract announcement soon. He says that United are in advanced talks with Alejandro Garnacho, still waiting to finalize the last details to get new contract done. So it differs less from what Manu Sainz is telling us. And you know, when Fabrizio Romano really tells us, because he's a man that pokes his nose in every aspect of football as far as players and agents are concerned with their clubs they work for. He's a so good friend to agents, and that's why he really gets in very many news about those players. And I think he's always asking the agents, Alejandro Garnacho, what's his contract situation like? Tell them that it's on and we are ready. It's the pipeline. It's going to be announced soon. So let's wait and see when United is going to announce the contract of Alejandro Garnacho. But that's good news, because I believe for the very longest period of time, we are getting an exciting player on the field of play from the academy. People will say, what of Rashford? Rashford was not that exciting. Garnacho is really a pure talent. Pure talent. I think the other one would have been Mason Greenwood, but because of what really befell him in his career and what he's going in through, I think that 1 year he has been really off, but he would have been one of those exciting talents that we had gotten from the academy. The other one was Januzaj. You remember him very well. Very good, young, swift left-footed player. Belgian, born and bred from that side, but obviously he left on a free and his career also died off. But Garnacho looks like he's a perfect and pure talent that United is really ready to keep, because he has all aspects of a player that is going to take on the world by storm. You know, very many people are really talking about Haaland, Mbappe as the heirs to the throne of Ronaldo and Messi, but I believe Garnacho has a chance. Garnacho has a chance. Why is he having a chance? He's playing at one of the biggest clubs in the world, that is Manchester United. Secondly, luck fall on him. How? Luck fall on him, and he really became a player of Manchester United in the senior team, and Ten Hag came in at Manchester United. Now, Ten Hag coming in at Manchester United is a blessing to every young player at Manchester United, because he's known for improving young talent and handling them, molding them, nurturing them until they reach the ripening level. That is what Ten Hag really does for the team. So I believe Garnacho is going to be a very good addition to the club, as in keeping him for those years, because if he signs a contract until 2028, those are 6 years. Those are 6 years, but I believe there will be clauses that he'll keep knocking on the door of the board. Every time he performs well, they add him a salary. I think he was calling for a salary of like £80,000 a week, and they told him, right now we can get you like £30,000 a week, but every time you perform very well, we are going to be really adding until you can even reach £200,000 a week. And I believe in the next 2-3 years, Garnacho will be earning £200,000 a week at Manchester United, or even more. That is Alejandro Garnacho for you. After Garnacho, the other player that his contract was triggered from expiring, because there was that 1 year of triggering, is Diogo Dalot, a player that saw himself get into the structure of Manchester United a lot and getting more playing time under the era of Ralf Rangnick. After Ralf Rangnick left, Ten Hag came in through and he chose him over Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, this guy, we are going to lose him. If at all you never got in Ten Hag and you brought in a manager that is programmatic, that's not good at really liking players that really play well in the offensive and defensive as far as right back is concerned, would have lost him, because he was fed up. He was sent on loan away at AC Milan, played very well. AC Milan wanted to keep him. He was recalled back by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and didn't loan him back. Then, Sun Sport has told us that there have been further talks on increased terms over the past week with Dalot, and Manchester United are confident he will commit until 2028 on £80,000 plus bonuses at United. Now, when you look at Dalot, he has been at United and first he came in through, has been earning like, is it £20,000 a week? That's when he came in through in 2018. So he's making 5 years at Manchester United. That is Diogo Dalot for you. And this is all good news that Ten Hag has been having a very huge mountain ahead of him to really explore and level it on the ground of players that are really running their contracts down, because there are very many. Rashford, Dalot, De Gea, Fred, Luke Shaw, close to 5 starters were really not in good terms with United as far as the contracts was concerned, because they never even had a chance to really dream of where United is going to be. Bruno told us last time that he penned a contract, his new contract at Manchester United, because they told him that we are bringing a new manager to do ABCD. So it looks like they had already put Ten Hag in their program, and Bruno said, all right, let me extend my contract and increase my salary to £200,000 a week. So Dalot is another one that Ten Hag has really dealt with very well, and he's really 100% ready to pen paper to the contract. It's going to be running until 2028, meaning that for next 6 years, so for the next 5 years, is going to be at Manchester United, meaning that they are going to be 4 years with an option of 1 or 2 years in his contract that Ten Hag has really agreed with the board on him. And very soon, we might see close to 2 or 3 contracts announced in the next 1 or 2, 3 days, because it looks like United are really working on these as they plan for the sale of United, and Ten Hag drawing who is leaving in the summer and who is not leaving. Whoever player you see being given a contract, he's not leaving. He's not leaving. And remember, these assertions were made by Ten Hag during the World Cup on which player should leave and on which player shouldn't go. David De Gea is another one that his contract looks like, for him, it was not even triggered, because I believe they had to agree on giving him a new contract that is really on a reduced salary. Remember, he is the highly paid United player. After Ronaldo left, he's earning £375,000 a week. The likes of Casemiro come next to 350,000, Sancho 350,000, Varane 330,000 pounds a week, the highest paid defender in the Premier League. So they are really working hard on him to really reduce onto the salary. That's why they never triggered it, because they wanted to offer him a new contract, like of 3-4 years, but with a reduced salary at Manchester United. So I think he's going to agree on that. And in his own words, he had the following to say: we are still talking. I'm just focused on the game. That's the most important thing. But for sure, it's going to end in a good way. So, some of us have been afraid that maybe United, having been linked to David Raya, Diego Costa, the goalkeeper of FC Porto, and very many others, maybe you think that Ten Hag believes that he shouldn't be having David De Gea in goal and he should let him go. But according to what he's putting up on the field of play, I think he's a very good goalkeeper. And secondly, you can't let a goalkeeper like David De Gea go, because even if you put him on the market right now, you can get some 30 or 40 million pounds from him. So will the board of United act like they've not known from their past mistakes of allowing people go out on a free? Pogba, Januzaj, Lingard in the January of 2022, Newcastle was willing to offer United £30 million. United turned that down. It shows you how badly we are in by the club of Manchester United. So as things stand, I believe we are really going to be a better team, and David De Gea looks like is promising us that everything is going to end in a very good and fantastic way. Now let me talk about the Glazers. This story that has really annoyed me. We know that they really want to sell the club of Manchester United, and we've seen photos of from Glazer in Qatar trying to really convince the Qatar investment group to come in and really take over the team of United fully. Now, we've been told by Moloch Mira, he's known as Simon Moloch, and he's so close to Manchester United ever since Den Hungary came in through. He has lots of facts around the club that is being given. I don't know who gives them to him, but obviously it looks like he's so much in the know of what happened at the club of Manchester United. He's telling us that Manchester United owners, those are the Glazers, are planning to leave behind the £500 million debts they have accrued. The Glazers family proposed plan to sell the biggest club in the football. The biggest club in football will also include an understanding that they will walk away from the financial mess. How stupid are these guys? Sometimes you don't feel like you want to utter out attackive words from your tongue, but they force you to do it, because the Glazers bought us on debt. They've milked the club dry to an extent that we didn't have money to buy any player in the January transfer window. Put buying aside. But Joao Felix, who was dying to join Manchester United, couldn't find himself at Manchester United because we couldn't pay his salary of £250,000 a week plus a £10 million fee of loan to a team where he was coming in from, that is Atletico Madrid. That is how bad a club, a situation it is at Old Trafford. But as things stand, they are trying to sell the club, and stupidly, they are trying to sell it and leave us in debt. They feel that even on the money they're supposed to get from Manchester United, getting off £500 million to pay the debt is unacceptable. And what kind of dimwits are these? This is unbelievable, guys. Do you believe this? How greedy are these guys? After milking this club dry, they bought us on debt and they failed to pay that debt. That's why it has accumulated to that level. United is a team that can be making its money and making profits. because of the worldwide fan base we are having. So that shows you that for the Glazers, United being in debt is okay for them. They don't mind about it because it plays in their favor. Now, at the time of selling, let me for example, if they sell United at 6 billion, they want to take the 6 billion pounds with them. They don't want to take off 500 million pounds to put it into the bank where they really got this money from. And how shrewd are these guys? You know, you are like 5 members. Every one of you, after the sale of Manchester United, you are going to add close to 1 billion pounds on your wealth. Secondly, you've been at Manchester United and earning money and getting dividends, and you want to leave us in debt also? Oh my God. Get out of this club. Get out of this club. Premier League, you should intervene like you did in the deal of Chelsea. You should, because we can't be sold at a record selling club, at a record selling fee of any club in the world, and we don't see that debt paid off. The Premier League should really monitor the sale of Manchester United. Let the Glazers be informed on that amount of money. They should really pay that debt. They should pay that debt. You know, these people are not competent owners. The owner, the ex-owner of Chelsea, that is Abramovich, he phoned Chelsea. Chelsea had some debts, and he cleared the debts, and he went ahead to really borrow Chelsea money. And by the time Chelsea was on its sale, he was demanding Chelsea 1.5 billion pounds. That's why the sale of Chelsea accumulated to 5 billion pounds, because the value of Chelsea was like 2 billion pounds, between 2 and 3. Then that 1.5 billion pounds was really a debt that really accumulated it to 5 billion pounds. That's it. But for us, we are having owners who can't stand in for the club. Even when they are going to earn billions and billions of money, they are not willing to pay the club. They are too stingy. They are too stingy. So guys, your thoughts about the resale of Manchester United are welcome in the comment section below. Garnacho contract announcement soon. Then Dalot and Diego and David De Gea coming in through to confirm to us that everything is going to go on as rosy as expected, on really putting pen to paper. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Bye-bye. And I'm remaining with one story, and I'm going to return in the next 2 or 3 hours to present it to you guys. Bye-bye.